You let me know. Good. Okay. Well, I will call to order the September 7th Ravenna City Council meeting at 7 p.m. The first item on the agenda is a moment of meditation and silence. Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Chelsea, would you call the roll?
Mr. Kelty?
Here.
Ms. West? Here. Mr. Moskin?
Yes.
Ms. Michael?
Here.
Mr. Karras?
Here.
Ms. Wood?
Here.
Mr. Harper?
And do we have a motion to excuse Mr. Harper this evening?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. The next item on the agenda is the approval of council meeting minutes of the special city council meeting of July 19th, the regular city council meeting of August 2nd, the special of August 9th, and the special of August 23rd. Were there any additions, corrections to those? Do we have a motion to accept as submitted then?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Communications. The one communication we had was the card that Chelsea sent around, the thank you card from the work family, which you all should have received. And that was the only item. Is there any delegations from the public this evening that would like to address council? All right. Well, you all should have received the report of officials. Are there any questions on anything that was submitted? Well, Chief, do you want to? I think this is a good time, unless you want to talk about it later. But I think this is a good opportunity with your report. So I want to throw it to Chief. You want to?
So back in March, we applied for the AT grant. Loan grant for Trump here. The grant we asked for was roughly $49,000 was a micro grant. We had $50,000 cap. We got word on Friday that we were successful in our grant. And they awarded us $44,742 worth of claims.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you. This is the first time that the fire department.
First time we received a grant in 17 years.
Absolutely. Well done.
Yeah. Congratulations. All right. If there's no questions on the report of officials, do we have a motion to accept?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Moving on to the report of the committees. They will begin at 5:30 on September 13th, beginning with utilities. Mr. Moskin?
At this point, there will be 2 items on the agenda for the utility meeting.
And information systems, Ms. West?
To be determined if we have a meeting.
Okay. And planning, Mr. Karras?
We have one item tonight, and we will have a meeting next week.
And committee of the whole will be on Monday, September 20th at 7 p.m. Public health and safety, Ms. Michael?
Yes, to be determined as well.
And streets and sidewalks, I guess we'll say, is to be determined at this point. With Mr. Harper out. Personnel, Mr. Calfee?
No plan for a committee meeting this week.
And community and economic development, Ms. Wood?
There's one item on the agenda this evening and to be determined.
Thanks. Any updates from the cemetery? Recent updates?
There's a little bit. Right now, Mark Gabriel's in the process of getting a price on replacing the bridge. The reason why it's been taking quite a bit of time is that, same as many other things, there's been a backlog on really getting materials and getting proper prices. He's also getting a price on getting trees removed that, well, they could be hazardous if they happen to fall on the road. So they're just unhealthy.
Okay.
That is all for the cemetery report.
Thanks, Paul.
You're welcome.
Parks and Rec. Mr. Calvin.
A couple items tonight. The second session of our summer camp is concluded. We had 114 participants in our summer camp. A side note on that, during one of the days of the camp, our camp supervisor, Melissa Morris, without hesitation and flawlessly performed the Heimlich maneuver on one of our campers. And it was really great that she had been able to receive training just recently before the camp in the Heimlich maneuver. Very scary thing, but she stepped up. Melissa Morris did a great job with that. A couple of things coming up. Our 5th annual Chalk Fest is going to be held September 11th, Saturday, downtown, and it's on the courthouse lawn area, and it's from 12 to 3. And another event that's coming up, one that I've not heard about before. This is interesting. The Rock the Lot event. It's on September 20th, and it's going to feature Pound and Chicks with Sticks.
Oh, those are fun. I've done the sound.
So you're interested. What is this? Well, those are two of our most popular group fitness classes, and they do drumming as part of the classes. And so these two classes are going to meet in the parking lot and have a drum off there. So sounds like fun. September 20th, Rock the Lot at Parks and Recreation parking lot. And that's all we have for tonight.
Will we see you there?
I don't know. It sounds interesting.
I'll go if you go.
And I know Julie's looking for some volunteers too, or Judy, excuse me. So I don't know if council is interested. We could send around some of those opportunities, possibly.
Okay. There is a list of events that she has coming up that she's needing some volunteers for. I will share that email out with council.
Is there something we can do to recognize Melissa Morris as far as, I mean, that's huge.
I think we could talk to Chief after about that. I think, yeah.
Stuff going around through our department between the union and the city and whatnot as far as recognition.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks. All right, we'll move on to first reading of ordinances, beginning with ordinance number 2021-73.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to apply for a special resurfacing program grant through AMATS to resurface South Prospect Street in 2023 and declaring an emergency.
And this is sponsored by Streets and Sidewalks. Is there anything you want to add to this? Is there any questions from council on this item? Okay. Well, with that said, do we have a motion to waive the 3 separate readings?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Wood?
Yes.
Ms. West?
Yes.
Mr. Kelfy?
Yes.
Mr. Moskin?
Yes.
Ms. Michael?
Yes.
Mr. Karras?
Yes.
And do we have a motion to adopt the emergency clause?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Michael?
Yes.
Mr. Karras?
Yes.
Mr. Kelfy?
Yes.
Ms. West?
Yes.
Mr. Moskin?
Yes.
Ms. Wood?
Yes.
And do we have a motion to pass the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Wood?
Yes.
Ms. West?
Yes.
Mr. Kelfy?
Yes.
Mr. Moskin?
Yes.
Ms. Michael?
Yes.
Mr. Kelfy?
Uh,
I'm sorry, Mr. Karras?
Yes. Yes again.
Well, I gave him 2 votes.
All right, well, moving on to ordinance number 2021-74.
An ordinance appropriating funds not to exceed $40,000 from the sewer fund for equipment repairs in the wastewater treatment plant and declaring an emergency.
And this is Utilities Committee.
Yes. This is for a blower. It's a necessary piece of equipment in operation in that department. Without this department would not be able to run very efficiently in the least. So shortly after this is approved, this will have the process of this being, it'll be rebuilt. Rebuilt will work just as good as new. A new one will be, allow the price to be extremely high, and it won't be necessary to go that route.
Any questions from council on this? Do we have a motion to waive the three separate readings?
So moved.
Yes. Second.
Mr. Karas?
Yes.
Mr. Moskin?
Yes.
Mr. Kelfy?
Yes.
Ms. West?
Yes.
Ms. Michael?
Yes.
Ms. Wood?
Yes.
And do we have a motion to adopt the emergency clause?
So moved. Second.
Ms. Michael?
Yes.
Ms. Wood?
Yes.
Mr. Kelfy?
Yes.
Ms. West?
Yes.
Mr. Moskin?
Yes.
Mr. Karas?
Yes.
And then do we have a motion to pass the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. West?
Yes.
Mr. Karas?
Yes.
Mr. Kelfy?
Yes.
Mr. Moskin?
Yes.
Ms. Michael?
Yes.
Ms. Wood?
Yes.
All right, that ordinance is passed. The next item is ordinance number 2021-75.
An ordinance appropriating $8,000 from the water fund for surveying costs for future water line projects and declaring an emergency.
And this is also utilities, Mr. Moskin?
Yes. This money is to be put back into the fund to pay for surveying costs for future water line projects, which will be coming up, well, in the next year and the year after, and so on, where this money will be needed for those future projects. And it doesn't just replace the water lines, any hydrants that are in that area as well.
Anything you want to add? Okay. Any questions from council? Or do we have a motion to waive?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Wood?
Yes.
Ms. West?
Yes.
Mr. Kelfy?
Yes.
Mr. Moskin?
Yes.
Ms. Michael?
Yes.
Mr. Karas?
Yes.
And a motion to adopt the emergency clause?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Michael?
Yes.
Mr. Karas?
Yes.
Mr. Kelfy?
Yes.
Ms. West?
Yes.
Mr. Moskin?
Yes.
Ms. Wood?
Yes.
And then do we have a motion to pass the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Wood?
Yes.
Ms. West?
Yes.
Mr. Kelfy?
Yes.
Mr. Moskin?
Yes.
Ms. Michael?
Yes.
Mr. Karas?
Yes.
All right, that ordinance is adopted. The next item on the agenda is ordinance number 2021-76.
An ordinance amending ordinance number 2020-142 by amending Exhibit A, Section 6, Parks and Recreation Department, subsection A by adding one full-time assistant park supervisor and declaring an emergency.